Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. So today I'm going to continue in the theme from my last few videos and cover something you may not be aware of. So in addition to Randall Lyric, who was a vendor that I covered a few videos ago, another vendor was updated massively in Update 53. So this vendor is Masei Mkembe, and he is a vendor in the Sansa Menectarum public area. So this vendor for years has basically just sold junk loot, but now he sells the named items that drop in the Sansa Menectarum Wilderness area chests. All of the items purchasable from this vendor are also upgradable. They were all updated with the new Shard Seal Scroll Pass that just happened. So all of these can be upgraded either to Epic, which is minimum level 20, or Legendary versions, which are minimum level 30. You can upgrade them at the Altar of Epic Rituals and the Altar of Legendary Rituals located beside Lehar in the 12. For the most part, all the loot he now sells has previously only been available in the Rare Encounter Wilderness chests, but you can now buy them for antique bronze tokens, which are collectible from the Sansa Menectarum, and you need 625 of them to get a named item. So this is a big deal, mostly because there is one hugely valuable item that he now sells that historically has been very difficult to get, and that is the Ring of Spell Storing. So this item can be upgraded to either the Epic or the Legendary version, and what this item is essentially a regenerating SP pot for you. So you can use this item and 3 times per rest for the Epic, and then 5 times per rest for the Legendary version, basically get free spell point potions. So it can essentially vastly expand your character's spell point pool. But in addition to that, there's a lot of other items, other named items in there as well that also might be valuable, like the Bloodstone or the Whirlwind. There's a lot of stuff. So you definitely want to go to this vendor and check out the loot list. You can find Masei in Masei Imports, which is a small shop just southwest of the Sands Tavern. As far as the antique bronze tokens, as I mentioned, they've been pretty useless for years, but you may have some saved up if you haven't thrown them away. But if you have thrown them away and you need to farm some more, you can get them from the Wilderness area chests. They are a guaranteed drop in the encounters. They also drop from mobs in the Wilderness area in treasure bags, and they also drop in treasure bags in some of the Sands quests, not all of them. From what I tested from the past few days, what I've noticed is that they seem to drop in the heroic walk-up quests and other heroic-only quests like Desert Caravan, but they don't seem to be dropping in other quests, like in Wizard King, for example. The treasure bags don't do anything. I know the developers have been talking about this a little bit recently, but essentially the best way, in my opinion, to farm them if you need to get some of these is to farm the 5 rare encounter chests that are near the 3 tombs on the northwest section of the map, then recall and reset. That's probably the best way. So chests in the wilderness area, the rare encounter chests, they drop about 9 to 15 antique bronze tokens or so each. So depending on luck, I'd say each run across these 5 rares will probably get you a chest or 2, so probably like 20 to 30 antique bronze tokens. So it may take a few hours of farming, but it's well worth it. If you'd like to as well, if you're leveling a character on Heroic, you may just want to hit the Heroic only Wilderness quests just to get tokens that way. You can also, if you want, probably less efficient than recalling resetting, but maybe if you want to just get all the rare encounters anyway, you could just go through the whole map. But in particular, the Ring of Spell Storing is really, really important because there just aren't too many items like this in the game, and it can prevent you from actually having to buy a bunch of spell point potions from the store. And it was really cool of the developers to actually do this, and they even made a legendary version of this item, even though it will definitely cannibalize some of their store sales of spell point potions. So one other cool thing to know about the ring is that, in particular, is that you can actually get both an epic and a legendary version. So the ring is exclusive, but the game recognizes the epic and legendary versions as different items. So even though it will limit you to one of these, since you can get both the epic and the legendary, you can essentially have a maximum of 2. And as I mentioned before, the epic version has 3 charges on it, and the legendary version has 5 charges on it, and each charge will net you 105 to 600 spell points. So if you do the math, that's a combined 840 to 4800 extra spell points per rest that are possible if you have both of the rings. One other thing to note, the epic is minimum level 20 and the legendary is minimum level 30, so keep that in mind if you're going after one of these. You don't want to just automatically level it up to the legendary version if you're not going to be staying at cap much. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think, and if you haven't gotten Ring Spell Storing, it's not that hard to get now, so go get farming, and definitely check out the list for the vendor. There may be some other things that you may want in addition to the Ring of Spell Storing. But everyone that uses spell points, so every caster at least, really should go ahead and farm one of these out. It's a really valuable item to have in certain situations where your spell points are really getting pushed and they're quite low. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you found it helpful. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Take care.